Hello and welcome to Mentoring Moment. My name is Pastor Eddie. In Mentoring Moment, what I tend to do is get one person in our congregation, as it were, to come in and share part of their life with us and then leverage that as a resource point for you. And yes, you can thank me later. Bethel, welcome to Mentoring Moment.
Thank you for having me.
I have a very strange feeling that this is going to be a very interesting conversation and a very, but first tell us a little bit about yourself. Just for the purpose of those who are watching watching this program. And we want to tap into certain aspect of your life to be a blessing to some other people. But for starters, tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Bethel. I am a recent IT graduate from Business with IT from Henley Business School, and I am an aerialist, an aerial artist. It's hard.
Okay, yeah, that makes two of us. Well, I mean, it's hard for me in the pronunciation, but maybe it's hard for you in the doing. Okay, so that's an aerial
artist.
I can't even pronounce it.
Aerial artist.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching, I don't know which camera I should be facing right here, but she said her name is Bethel. So you may not just pick up on that. That's the same last name, and so this is my daughter on the set right here. Okay, so now the reason why I wanted to have you come here is that over the past couple of years, 3 years, I've seen you pick on this sport. Okay, and now I will call it a sport, but you tell me a little bit about aerial arts.
Okay, so within the aerial arts categories, I only do pole fitness and I do aerial hoop, and that is when you have a hoop in the air and you do tricks on it. I would call it a sport because it takes a lot of fitness, it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of stamina. However, there's a lot of misconception as to what really goes on in pole dancing. Well, we do pole fitness, there's pole dancers around, and there's a lot of misconception with that because people tend to sexualize it, but it's actually a sport in the sense that we do tricks, they don't do tricks. They make money, we just do it for art forms.
Okay, we will come back into because the very first time you told me that you were into aerial art. Well, when people ask me, oh, what does she do? I say, oh yeah, she's into pole dancing.
Fitness.
So now, growing up, and I was sharing this with your mom the other day, that growing up, we did everything that we could possibly do to get you involved in a sport, right? We spent both a lot of money. I still remember they had a very expensive, what do you call it, leotard? Leotard, very expensive leotard, because you bugged us about doing this gym. I don't want to go there, I don't want to go about lost investment here right now, but what I'm talking about is that why this particular sport?
So actually, gymnastics was not a lost investment because it led me to this point. One of my friends actually, when we were in sixth form, she said to me, oh, she wants to do something fun. I said, oh, I'll do it because I don't do a lot in my spare time as it is. And everyone has jobs, I didn't have a job, I was just at home. And she said, oh yeah, do you want to go to pole fitness with me? I said, yeah, sure, whatever it is, I'll go to it. She said, oh yeah, you're flexible, which I am naturally, so it'd be good for you. And I went there and I was better than her. She left, she didn't do it, she didn't like it, but I stuck. I was like a natural at it, as they say. And then it just stuck and I kept going every single week. I went twice a week and eventually I became a member, and yeah.
So now this sport, you tend to pick your whole body off the floor,
yeah,
using your core
and shoulder strength
and shoulder. So what did you like about it?
When they first started, it wasn't more like you didn't do the strength-based stuff until later on. So when I first started, they did more flexible things, which I was good at. So the minute I started it, I was doing like a few tricks here and there that they were teaching me, and they were praising me for it. So the more they praised you, the more you wanted to do more and you want to see how far you can get to it. And they teach you the techniques behind the strength things, so it's not, you don't think about it. So to someone who doesn't know what it is, you might see it as, wow, she's doing a lot. But as you're there, you're not thinking about the strength you're using. You're not thinking about how hard it is. You're just trying to do the trick because you want it to look nice for the picture or look nice for the class.
So now back to this difference between aerial sports and pole fitness, pole dancing.
Yeah.
I know it was on TV I don't know if it was last year, it came up on TV, and some lady was advocating that pole fitness is a sport, yes, and it should be part of the Olympics. Do you agree with that?
1000%.
So why, if we're going to rate, now, if we, I'm into golf, okay, so we can measure. How do you measure, how do you score pole fitness?
So you can do it based on coordination, based on the technique going on in the performance that you're doing, based on poise and how pointed your toes are, how good form you are, stuff like that. You can do it based on how many mistakes you make. There's a lot of ways you can measure it. So you can kind of tell the difficulty levels within a performance, and you can see if they're trying hard, if they're not trying hard, if they've got like good posture. There's a lot of things that you can measure within it, and even good coordination. So it is a sport form, and it takes a lot of strength. It takes coordination, it takes stamina, it takes energy, and you need concentration the whole way through as well. It's a lot.
Concentration reminds me of my golf game.
Real sports.
Which you don't agree is a sport.
Real sports.
Okay, but that's another matter for another day. Now, is this not one of those sports that tend to discriminate between people who are slim and people who are on the slim and, I don't want to use the word fat,
heavier
side? On the heavier side, yeah, because is there anybody on the heavier side who is into aerial sport?
A lot of people.
Really?
Again, another misconception. So people tend to look at me and say, oh, you can do it because you're slimmer framed.
Exactly.
That's not, I'm just slimmer framed, that's just my stature. But there are a lot of people who are bigger than me, heavier than me, taller than me, shorter than me, that they can fly around the pole. One of the best people I see are bigger than me. It's not about your frame, it's about your technique. So they can teach you how, as long as you're willing to learn. If you're not willing to learn it, you have this mental block that I'm too big for this, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Anyone can do anything if you're applying yourself to what you want to do.
Reminds me about the story about the bumblebee, but the bumblebee, yeah. Now, so what you are saying is that somebody with a high body mass index (BMI) can actually get involved with this sport
easily.
Okay.
Very easily. It's a mental barrier. It's not anything else. It's all it is.
Okay. All right. So, school. One of the things why what I loved about you going through uni and keeping up with this sport was your ability to show interest in this sport and then go through school and take on with good grades. How were you able to combine this sport, your passion, and your academics? Because some people go after their passion and they drop their academics. Some go after their academics and they drop their passion.
Yeah.
So over the past 3 years, I've seen you successfully combine your passion for pole fitness. I have to tell myself it's not pole dancing.
Pole fitness.
Pole fitness with your academics, and still came out with good grades. How did you manage that?
So when I first started, the first thing I actually looked for was a pole fitness club, which they did have at my university. But I knew I was going to be working a lot in the library. I knew I was going to be working a lot in my room. And uni, you can get very, very overwhelmed. So it was a nice break that I had every week, twice a week. As well, I started to teach as opposed to just learning. So I was a member and I was getting taught, but I started to teach my peers because I was actually one of the better people I was better at pole fitness than a lot of people because everyone was a beginner, but I went in as an intermediate advanced. So yeah, that was a good break because at home I train 4 times a week. So cutting down from 4 times to 2 to 3 times, it gave me more time to study as well as teach and learn. So yeah, it wasn't an easy balance because there are times where I just want to go train. I don't really want to work, but at the same time, you kind of work it out eventually. You can't let your academics override your passion, nor can you let your passion override your academics. So you have to work out the balance in yourself. Yeah, I don't.
So what are your main highlights or achievements so far? Going down this track.
Okay, so I've been featured on an Instagram page for a massive pole fitness community with one of my friends. We did a trick together and yeah, they featured it because they really liked it. When I go for interviews actually, so the minute they see on my CV, because I put it on my CV, I don't want any surprises if they go and find me on social media. I say that I do aerial arts and they get very engulfed in that, and the whole interview can be about aerial arts and they'll ask me about the job and all of that other stuff. A very, very small fraction. So it's like 80% aerial arts, flexibility, pole fitness and circus arts, 20% job, oh, do you want the job? So yeah, every job that I've gone for, every interview has really, really loved that. I performed for people. It's a massive confidence booster. So in my actual studio at home, we do, at the end of the term, we do a freestyle. And the first time I did my freestyle, it was very, very daunting. But performing for people and seeing them really appreciate your moves, that was like a massive highlight in my whole, aerial arts career.
So what will you tell people, what will you tell anyone who is thinking of going into pole fitness or aerial art? What will you tell them?
Literally just to do it. It's the whole, everyone's always like, oh, I really want to do it, but there's no buts. Like there's the buts that you have, they're made up. There's nothing that can actually stop you from doing it. You don't want to do it. If you want to do it, just do it. Well, the minute you get there, everyone's so welcoming. Everyone is so, like, they want to see you do better. They want to see you progress. You progress very quickly and you'll build your confidence in doing that. I think just bite the bullet and do it.
But what about pricing? What about cost? Yeah.
It's not the cheapest of sports. It's quite expensive, but it's because insurance. It's your life. You're dangling your life on a pole. You have to insure yourself.
So the studio takes out an insurance for all their members?
Yeah, they have to.
Okay, so I know who to sue in case anything goes on. Is that what you're saying?
Basically. So it's not, again, it's not the cheapest of apparatus. It's not the cheapest of sports, but it kind of, so personally, my studio, they make it worth it because they give you as many as you want, like as many sessions as you want in a week that you can actually do for the money you're paying. So it comes out to be cost effective if you go to the right studio. Not every studio can be as generous as that.
So can you make money from something like this? Can you?
Absolutely.
Like owning a studio or coaching?
Both. So if you can have a studio, that's great. But if you have like the qualifications for it, you can be a personal trainer. You can help people with their flexibility. You can teach them. There are so many dimensions to aerial arts, as I said. I personally only do 2, but there's like aerial sphere, there's aerial heart, there's trapeze, there's silks, there's so many things that you can specialize in that you can easily make money from it.
Okay. Now, how about people of my age? People of my age, like senior citizens who, as you get older, there's the need for flexibility. Is this one of those sports that, I can play golf until I'm 80, but can yeah, but is this something that I can decide to get into and say, yeah, are there men in this sport?
There actually are. There's a man in my studio. And also, speaking of your age, there's a lady, one of the best that I know, she's 60. And she's very, very strong. She can do moves that I can't do. And she's been doing it for less time than I have. And yeah, so it's not about your age. Again, it's about your mental capacity. If you want to do it, you will do it.
Okay. All right, something to think about. All right, Bethel, thank you very much for spending your time this afternoon with us at the studio, Mentoring Moments. And good luck in your endeavor. And I hear you, I know you're starting your job very soon. Yeah. And by the way, how do you plan to combine that with your new job?
So luckily, my training sessions are from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. So the minute I get back from work, change, quickly go to my session, go home.
Okay, all right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Bethel,
Thank you for having me.
All right, and